The college football experience, Kansas Jayhawks 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with the promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Coach June Jones, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Kansas Jayhawks 2025 season preview episode. YouTube.com/the college experience. That's another triple header. I wake up, I breathe, I read everything college football. And then we go to sleep talking college football, essentially 3 hours, and that's life right now. It's actually it's more work in the off season than the season. The season you just sit back and watch games. So hope you're digging all the shows. We're in the mid 80s, 90s. I don't fucking know, somewhere right around there right now. So there's a bunch of episodes out for you to go and check. There's another triple header tomorrow, and then so on and so on and so on. And I love this Kansas Jayhawk team. If you know me, if you've been listening for years, I have been betting the shit out of Lance Leipold almost every year, except last year where I faded them and it actually hit. But they were a darling of mine. I had them hitting the over in year one at 1.5 when they beat Texas. They got there. Year 2, and then year 3, and then last year I faded them. So I'm undefeated. I got my pulse on Leipold teams, and by the way, you can go back. This show's 8 years old. You can go listen to our Buffalo episodes where I was riding it. So excited to talk Jayhawk football, and if there's anyone rooting for him, it is me with Lance Leipold, one of my favorite coaches in college football. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swigert, Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Oh man, the Kansas Jayhawks. I heard Mark Mangino's comments over the past week saying stick it to Mizzou for being little bitches and leaving the conference. I'm on board, and they should have never fired. Remember when they fired Mark Mangino for being mean? He was yelling at the players. Unbelievable. Well, they learned their lesson after that because they lost they won like 20 games over like 15 years after after that. But I'm a Mark Mangino guy. I'm a Kansas. That's water under the bridge. I am joined by my co-host, who is also the host of the college basketball experience, and obviously Rock Chalk. We're wishing the best for Coach Self. We know he's had some health scares over the past couple years, and we want to send our love and support and prayers to him and his family. But yes, we host the college basketball experience, and every single night of the college basketball season, we're live. We're breaking down every single game too. So what are you doing, folks? Subscribe to that as well. And look, if you're on YouTube, you're good there because the football, the baseball, the basketball shows, all college baseball experience, college basketball experience, college football experience, all meet youtube.com/the college experience. But give it up for Farmer, Stafford, Austin P with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Lawn Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, Rock Chalk. Expectations not as high, which means they might be dangerous. Let's go Jayhawks.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Well, part of the reason why I think I was skeptical last season was first off the win total. They were coming off a 9-win season, but they also lost Andy Kotelnicki, and they were going with Jeff Grimes. And I thought, I didn't know how healthy Daniels was, and then I was like, he's gonna be in a little bit of a different offense, where I know they'll be running similar stuff, but like there's still a rhythm to what you like to call. And I thought, might be a time to fade them now. So did that, cashed in. But I'm ready to jump back on this thing because Grimes is now at Wisconsin. But Leipold, you saw it towards the end of the year. I felt like Daniels was never comfortable, but towards the end of the year, you saw little flashes. He got more comfortable as the season went along. Let's start the slideshow. YouTube.com/the college experience. Lance Leipold is 168-67 as a college football head coach. That's fucking fantastic. Now I know what you look there and say, hey, 2 losing seasons out of 3. Well, he went to 2 bowls and they were terrible. They were the worst program in the FBS Power 4, at least, when he took it over. But also last year's 5-7 record, they were so much better than 5-7. And you saw a good example of that when they beat every contender late in the year. I mean, I went to the Kansas Arizona State game, and I'll be honest, that was one that Kansas lost, but Kansas probably should have won that game. Arizona kind of pulled that out of their ass. I'm sorry, Arizona State kind of pulled that out of their ass. But where are you at with Coach? I think he's one of the best coaches in college football. He
really is. I mean, he's won wherever he's gone. He was great at Buffalo. He was great at Wisconsin Whitewater. Back in the mid 2000s. But I think people forget when he took over Kansas, Les Miles drove that thing into the ground. And
everyone had,
yes.
But, Charlie fat ass Weiss was,
yeah. Hey, but I mean, also, when you're talking about teams that lost a ton of one score games last year, that was Kansas. They had the lead at Illinois in week 2. They lost to UNLV by 3. They had my Mountaineers beat. They were up by 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes and they blew the game. The Arizona State game that you're at, and then K-State they lose by 2.
The UNLV game was one where I actually thought UNLV played better than them, but the rest I felt like was right there. But also another thing is they didn't have a home stadium last year.
Yes, they're at Arrowhead and the MLS stadium. But the bottom line is, in November, they finally look like the team that we expected. They beat Iowa State. They won in Provo, and then they beat the shit out of Colorado. So they literally beat every team except for Arizona State, who they should have. That ended up in that 4-way tie for the Big 12.
Yeah, I made some good money on them, even though I faded them. So I cashed on fading them for the season. But then, if you're watching week by week like we do here, every game really, you knew that they were starting to click a little more. I took them on the money line against BYU and foolishly took them because I was conflicted with Colorado. I was like, I knew that Colorado was going to lose that game. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Your heart,
right? Yeah. I knew. I remember telling Patty C, I was like, they're going to lose that. Like 3 weeks ahead of time or 2 weeks ahead of time, I was like, Colorado's going to lose that game. But yeah, Coach Leipold's the man. I'm a big fan. I think he's a fantastic football coach. The offense this year. So the new OC is Jim Zebrowski. That sounds like a Jungle Brothers song back in the day, but look, Kansas, he's been on the staff for a little bit. So I'm intrigued because, they kind of went off of the reservation for Jeff Grimes. I think this is more of the Kotelnicki style, the Leipold style. So it's intriguing there. 52nd in scoring offense a season ago, 90th in pass offense. That needs to improve. 13th in rushing offense, charting at the 37th best offense in America. I'm not that surprised by that because I just thought there was going to be some carnage like between the different. But I do think and I think a lot of people are saying, hey, who is the real Jalon Daniels here? Like, I think the guy's a really talented quarterback. I don't panic. To me, like, okay, last season it wasn't amazing but that's normal. You've seen a lot of quarterbacks when a new OC comes in, kind of struggle, especially when they're young quarterbacks. That was the worst completion percentage of his career besides the COVID year, which was his first year of college football. So you look at his completion percentage in 21 was almost 70%, right? 22, 66%. And that's when he had his monster season there. Then he got injured in 23, but he was completing almost 75% of his passes when he got injured, right? And then last season, 57%. So hopefully, I think the key to the Jayhawks season is, getting back above, 65%. And I think good things will come and follow. But I think that was some of the problems with last season. But Jalon Daniels, I think when he's healthy and going and comfortable in the offense, he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. But what do we got to do to get him back there is the question.
I'm with you, man. It just from seeing the videos, it looks like he's fully healthy coming into this year. He was not healthy at the beginning of last year. He was laboring with that back injury. And then you mentioned it, the change of coordinator, learning a new offense. It felt like he was holding on to the ball too much, trying to hit home runs instead of.
He was in his head, man. He was he was thinking, where is this where the read goes here? What am I doing here? You can't play like that on the Power 5 level. You know what I mean? You can't.
And I felt like under Koltonicky, to go back to baseball terms, he was just trying to hit singles and doubles, taking his checkdowns when it was there, moving the chains. Last year, like you said, too much holding on to the ball, undecisive, and it finally clicked late in the year, but it was already too late. They were already missing a bowl by that time.
Yeah, and they're talking about Matt Lubick in the chat coming back too. So one of the things I'm optimistic on is I know Devin Neal is gone, who was a DFS god for me for a lot of years. But I'm not going to panic because Daniel Hishaw is a very good running back. He's got over 1,400 yards in his career. Remember, Neal got dinged up a lot, so he started a bunch of games and 19 touchdowns in his career. I value him as a returning starter pretty much. I know Devin Neal was better last season, but like Hishaw has played so much over the past couple of years. I think he's a returning starter because he started enough games. So I'm not panicking at the Neal loss, and especially when I see what they added in the portal too. But the offense,
200 carries over the last 2 years combined.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's a beast. He's a beast. Jalon Daniels back at the quarterback spot. Hishaw back at the running back spot. Just 2 of 5 on the O line. No wideouts. No tight ends back. So, all right, that's a little concerning. But they hit the portal and look, this is a new thing about. I mean, Leipold always kind of hit the whole Buffalo team. I feel like transferred over into Kansas back in the couple years ago, but. It was interesting to see them go out and spend and the way they spent. And to me, LeShon Williams at Iowa is a running back I've always liked at Iowa. This was a great get. This happened, I want to say like early in the portal cycle, because I remember seeing this when I was like, that's a perfect fit. Hishaw and Williams will be a very good backfield, in my opinion. Bryson Canty, I think, is penciled in to start. He's an Ivy League transfer from the Columbia Lions. Cam Pickett, a wide receiver. I mean, these are wideouts. Canty and Cam Pickett from Ball State. Jaden Doss from Nebraska. And here's the big one here. Emmanuel Henderson from Alabama. He was a big-time recruit for the Tide. Levi Wentz comes in from the Great Danes of Albany. Tight end Bowden Grown from Rice. Of course, that's a tight end name. And Kean Burnett from Arizona come in. And the big thing on the oh yeah, that's right. Wait, did I fuck this up? Hang on for a second. I might have fucked this up. Because I believe they brought in some O-line help.
2 starters, I believe, on the O-line via the I'll talk about the wideouts while you're looking at that, because they all 3 of these guys are going to step into starting roles. You mentioned it. Henderson, talented at Alabama. Pickett coming over from Ball State, he was productive, and then Henderson, not Henderson, Canty, the other one coming over from Columbia, very productive at that level. So they lost their top 3 wideouts. All 3 of these guys are going to step into starting roles. And I think if this offense is going to run, we'll see right away. Can they hook up with Daniels right away?
And if I'm being honest, it's kind of a system thing too, man.
Yeah.
He schemes these fucking guys so wide open, man. Koltonicky and Leipold over the years, there's a reason why he took like the same players Les Miles had with a little bit of his Buffalo players, or like, I feel like it was like 15 of his Buffalo players. And they, although they only won 2 games that first year, they still scored points. They had no defense, but they were putting points up. Here's the offensive line. My apologies. Jack Tanner coming in, offensive tackle from Tulsa. DeAndre Harper from Northwestern State. You said you're high on pronouncing this guy's last name. Tavake Tukoloko from UCLA coming in there. Offensive. Yeah, yeah, it is. I'm just gonna go ahead. That's hilarious. We could just say anyone from the islands. We say it's to his brother. It's to his brother. Anyone Polynesian. Enrique Cruz, another tackle from Syracuse, comes in, and Tyler Mercer from North Texas coming in. So they loaded up on the O-line. I think that's a good thing. Now I will say that. Bryce Foster is a beast offensive lineman. He came in from A&M. That guy will be playing in the NFL. And then you add this help around him. I think the O-line is probably in better shape than we realize. Oh, did Burnett go back to Arizona? I thought I might have read something like that, but my apologies.
These guys bounce left and right.
Man. I swear. No, but I remember doing the Arizona one, and I thought when we did the Arizona one like a week ago or something, I thought I saw it. But today I was in a little bit of a rush. Just doing a bunch of shit. Yeah. Well, I wasn't a little bit like, honestly, like my whole day was consumed by other shit. So it was like, okay, boom, 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 boom. The defensive side of the ball, DJ McDonald, the new defensive coordinator. He was with the Philadelphia Eagles for a few seasons, but promoted within. 75th in scoring defense a season ago. Pass defense 103rd. The rush defense 75th as well. Total defense 92nd. Waiting for that tide to turn since Leipold's got there. Maybe they're inching closer and closer and closer. They return just 3 guys on the defensive side of the ball. Tommy now all 3 on the defensive line.
Yeah, nobody in the secondary.
Still, I think I'd probably, if I had to choose, I think I'd probably want the guys on the D line at more than anything. They went out to the portal, brought in Justice Finkley to the Texas Longhorns, Leroy Harris from Chattanooga, Caleb Redd from Kentucky, Alex Bray from Brett Bielema and the Illini. Gage Key's back. He was at Kansas just a year ago. He went down there with Hugh Strip Club Freeze. Said he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I'm going back to Lawrence, Kansas. All those guys on the D line. Bengali Kamara coming in at the linebacker spot from South Carolina. Trey Lathan from West Virginia. Joseph, let me get a sip. Coming in from Bowling Green. In the secondary, Jalil Hurley, another Alabama transfer coming in. Saeed Gibbs from Georgia Tech. I was a big fan of Georgia Tech's defense under Santucci. DJ Graham from Utah State. He's penciled in to start. Safety Laquan Robinson from Auburn and Lyrique Rawls from Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State, and a couple special teams guys from South Alabama and McNeese. Mac, the defense, will it be better than 92nd? Because I have no idea if the schedule is easier. I was trying to think when I was loading up the slides for the schedule. I was like, is this schedule easier than last year? And I was like,
hard.
We just have no idea which teams are going to be awesome in the Big 12. So it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I think it might be easier. I think it might be easier. But you think the defense will be improved or more of the same?
I think it'll be about the same. I think if you're Kansas, you just want some turnover luck and see if you can force some turnovers and get that offensive ball. I think it'll be a better offensive team than defensive team this year in Lawrence. They just lost so much on the back end.
I think the defense will be slightly improved, and a lot of that has to do with the offense. I think Jalon Daniels will be able to finish drives. They won't be doing as many 3 and outs. The rhythm will be more fluid, which means the defense should take a jump up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying top 50 or something like that. So I think they take a decent step up, 70s, maybe 80s. Best case scenario, high 60s, I think. Shout out to AOD giving us some clean hard cash right there. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, 420. Smoking that weed. All right.
Hey.
Yeah, I think the defense is it's gonna be intriguing though, man, because sometimes you want to fade teams where they're breaking in new coordinators at both spots essentially. But I don't think this is the case potentially with Kansas, because I trust Leipold, especially after a year where they were in so many games. We're going to talk about the schedule and about the state of the program. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience, Jayhawk style, is brought to you by us. Yeah, we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32-team NFL team preview series. They're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Yes, each episode they'll give out one word of a 32-word phrase. Submit that phrase for a chance to win $1,000 circa future. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball's best way to play fantasy football, folks. Underdog also is a great place to play pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. So what are you doing? Sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick, plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits there. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport and all those summer sports, including CFL. I'm betting the hell out of the CFL every weekend. MLB, yeah, I dabble a little bit. WNBA, I bet on Sky Blue dildo hitting the court. Was incorrect, unfortunately. These offshores are offering that. I shit you not. Look, golf, tennis, NASCAR, racing, horse racing, everything. I told you I got a tip on the Baja 3000. Turns out it was the Baja 1000. Someone sent me a DM saying, "Hey, you gotta throw in some money on this Baja 1000 guy." And I'm like, all right, I'm in. I never bet on the Baja 1000 before. Never even watched it before. Then I was doing some homework today, because I was like, okay, what am I gonna bet on with this Baja 1000? Dude, the fucking race is until November. This guy's giving me tips. How do I even know this guy's going to be racing in November? What? But either way, I'm looking forward to the Baja 1000, folks. Get excited for it.
Send a calendar reminder.
MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well, even outside of the States. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code TCESGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back, and I promise I will not bring up the Baja 1000 again. It's just, I got a lead now. I got to find out who the hell broadcast the I'm gonna be watching this shit on, actual YouTube, not YouTube TV. It's something like ESPN Plus. You think? I don't know though. I feel like I would have heard of that.
It's probably offshore.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. All right. Well, I don't care if I gotta call over to Mexico and have someone film this shit from their phone, stream it from their phone on a FaceTime. But yeah, man, look, Kansas, Leipold's ignited this program. They were much better than 5-7 a year ago. They should have been a bowl team. I truly believe he still got the program going in the right direction. The fan base has always been great. I don't care what sport it is. You saw it in college baseball last season. Kansas fans were fucking awesome. Obviously, you don't need to convince yourself that their fans are good for fucking basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the greatest home court environment in the history of the sport, arguably. And football, I think they were always waiting for that. Mangino had it rocking, and now Leipold's ignited that. So I expect to see a lot of that. All that has to do with state of the program, but so does stadium. The stadium is Kansas Memorial Stadium, David Booth Stadium there. 104 years young. you had a gem.
I knew you were gonna hate this one.
You had a gem, and I mean, you still are playing on the same field that like some of the greatest running backs, Gale Sayers, John Riggins. Not to compare June Henley to those two, but they've been good at having great players. I mean, Dana Stubblefield and Gilbert Brown, and there's just a slew of great players that have played there. So I do respect that they had the same field. You're playing on the same field, but you had this, Mac. What do I say? This is your castle. You defend your castle. That's what college football is. That's why college football is great with all these stadiums. This is the old David Booth. Sure, did it need renovations? Probably. They would know better than me. But you should keep the castle look. I love this old stadium. Look at that. You got that's a cathedral in a way. You know what I mean? Like this is nice. I love the old press box. And then that's the old one too. Look, I'm sure it needed to be updated, but you don't do this. I know they played in an MLS stadium for a game or two last year. They might have got inspired because you took this nice stadium that's classic college football and you turned it into it's the same thing. And they have great fans. Look at their fans. And dude, when I was doing this, by the way, they stormed the field a lot.
Yeah, because they used to never win, and then they would win one game a year in like the mid 2000s, and they would storm every time.
I did enjoy that. Now this is the new one, which has these things. I mean, I don't like it, man. This looks like a fucking MLS stadium, dude. Okay, it's new. There's millions of dollars in there.
It's outside.
I just think it lost all personality for the most part. I know it says Rock Chalk, but it has a K. But besides that, I thought they did a horrible job. I thought the old stadium looks better now. Sure, did it need renovations? Sure, probably. But I just think this looks like your token MLS stadium, or we covered San Diego State the other day. This shit looks like San Diego State. This shit looks like what was the other one we saw? Oh, Sam Houston State's makeshift stadium this year. You just go one by one, and I don't know. I think it's a bad job in my opinion, and it just has a very boring, mundane look to it in my opinion. I give it a
chalk at least.
Yeah, I mean that gives a little bit of personality, but I mean still dull to me. But I gave it a 6 of 10. The chat agrees. Soulless looks terrible. See, I'm not the only crazy person here. I don't think it just looks like a fucking soccer stadium to me now. What are you giving this thing?
5. I mean, I'll give it a 6. I mean, it's still outside at least, and it's still your stadium. It's not like they moved it to a different location. Like all your history has happened there. It's in Lawrence, to your point. So I'll give it a 6.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's still on the same field too. It's the same field. It's just they renovated it and made it look like an MLS stadium.
Yeah, I don't get it why they went that way, but
Northwestern's doing the same shit. Northwestern destroyed Ryan Field. They're building on Ryan Field. So you're on the same shit, but they're making it look like just a stadium that's soulless. You know what I mean? That has no personality. You can't tell when you're watching a game. And short of the Rock Chalk, once the people sit in that area where it says Rock Chalk, you're gonna have no fucking idea when you watch this on TV what stadium you're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where are they at? Are they playing this thing at the
the soccer stadium?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like before you can, like that's the best part. Like we're talking Cincinnati Bearcats after this. I know when you're at fucking Nippert Stadium. You know what I mean? Like when you're watching TV, I go, ooh, I know that stadium. So I'm disappointed in that regard, but it is new. They did throw a bunch of money there, and I guess that's a good sign. But I just wish, they basically phoned it in and built a McDonald's. You know, it's like you're having a great steakhouse. You could build a great steakhouse, or you could go with the McDonald's, and you chose the McDonald's. You chose the Applebee's. You know what I mean? Instead of just, something classic that, would be great for fucking decades. You chose the cheap route, in my opinion, even though you spent a shit ton of money. State of the program, though, Leipold does have it going in the right direction. I'm going to give this thing a 7 of 10 because as long as he's there. Now, I am a little nervous, Mac. Leipold's entire career, he's been at Wisconsin and Nebraska.
Yeah.
Both of those, there's a scenario where both coaches, I think Rule's going to be okay, but Wisconsin, I would actually say that thing's going to open up. And Nebraska, if for some reason they do have a shitty season,
yeah,
they might. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible. I don't think it will be this year. I think they'd stay one more year. Because another thing, they have a new athletic director too. So a lot of times, new athletic directors like their own guy. But I'm giving it a 7 of 10. What are you doing here?
I'll go 8. I mean, they've got this thing better than they've had it in a long time. Compared to where it was at. So as long as Leipold's there, give me an 8. But yeah, I agree with you. If Wisconsin seems more likely, I think Rule will be. I think Nebraska should win with that schedule this year. Wisconsin, on the other hand, Leipold's got a lot of ties there.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into the schedule, man, because week 0, the Fresno State Bulldogs are in David Booth Stadium opening up. Matt Ent's era begins. Won a couple FCS natties at North Dakota State. Kurt Warner's son, EJ Warner, is the starting quarterback at Fresno State. Well, I don't think they've announced that yet, but I'm assuming he's going to be. That is funny. Grimes is going to get Fickle fired.
Yeah, and then Leipold.
That's really funny. But I got Kansas winning this. I'll take the 14 points at Fresno, though. How about you?
Yeah, Kansas 1-0. I think they have more continuity than Fresno. Fresno's going through a style change too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Then the game that I know Weehawk's most excited about, shout out to Weehawk. You got the Seahawks of Wagner coming in, the vacuum company. This one should be smooth sailing. 2-0.
2-0, baby.
Do you even, with Jalon Daniels' injury history, do you even play him this game?
Play him one quarter and then get him ready for Mizzou.
Yeah. Week 3.
Yeah.
We have the border war. Thank God it's back, but it still should end the season. And these filthy whores, Missouri, put it on the schedule every year. Every year this should be played. This series goes back to 1891. Weehawk, I believe I got it off a program from back in the day. I believe I grabbed this from like an actual program back in the day. I could be wrong though. I took Kansas to win this game. So I got Kansas 3-0. Now this is definitely gonna be a dogfight. This one will go, I think, final couple minutes of the game. Kansas gets that dub. 3-0. What are you doing here?
I took Mizzou on the Missouri preview. I'm going to ride with the home team in this rivalry and flag on the play here. The brawl and the border war are the same weekend. How are neither of them a primetime game? Yeah. How are they both at 3:30 at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like what the hell's in primetime that night? I mean, these are two old rivalries, and the reason I bring up the brawl is because Kansas has West Virginia on deck.
Have they announced what is the late night game that it's probably Michigan, Oklahoma or something, right?
I think that's week 2.
Oh, you're right. It is week 2.
Yeah,
so what the fuck is week 3?
Week 3 is usually the worst week because everybody gets a powder puff before conference play.
I think this year week 3 is a little bit better though, right? Or is it week 4? One of them, I think maybe I'm thinking of week 4. That's maybe the best week of the.
All right, so it is Florida LSU. That's a good one, and then A&M Notre Dame. But I one of them. I mean, there's one of them. They both should not be at 3:30.
Yeah, I mean. Well, the Kansas Missouri game should be on Black Friday, if I'm being honest.
So should the brawl.
That's true. That is true. This is what happens. You're stuffing them in areas where they're not normally meant to be.
Yeah.
But it's a good point though. I will co-sign that. But I got them 3-0. You got them 2-1.
Yep.
then they come out of that and they head to wait. Did I fuck this up? I did fuck this up. They have a bye. So obviously the Texas Tech slide is a bit out of whack. They have a bye. Then they take on the West Virginia Mountaineers out of the bye. I have them winning this 4-0, man.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, I laid it out. I hate the spot for the Mountaineers having to come off the brawl and then go to Lawrence. So yeah, I went Kansas in the revenge game after last year's fiasco, finishing Morgantown 3-1.
Yeah. Then after that, the Cincinnati Bearcats come to town. I do think this game is sneaky, but I will take Kansas to stay undefeated. Honestly, that Kansas Missouri game is so huge because they should be favored in all these other ones, man. So give me these Jayhawks 5-0. Let's go, Weehawk.
I'm 4-1. Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is a nice start to the season where they drew some of these teams.
Yeah, and then the very next week, a trip to the moon bounce to take on Scott Frost. UCF's kind of a mystery team. They have like 70 new players, but I think Kansas is better right now. That environment is lit though. So, but give me Kansas. As long as Daniels is healthy, I think they can win this game. So 6-0, top 25. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm 5-1. I'm with you. A little bit of a tricky spot here. Is what's UCF coming off of? Just out of curiosity, at K-State. So yeah, they're coming off a loss. But yeah, give me Kansas 5-1.
Yeah, and then they have the at Texas Tech game, which is not in Orlando, Florida. This is in Lubbock, Texas. I'm a moron. Look, this is a loss for me, though. Although I'll tell you this, I am intrigued because I did bet the under on Texas Tech. Everyone's just got them winning making the playoffs. I do think Kansas is just the type of team that could fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want to take it, but the problem is they're undefeated and the Sunflower Showdown's on deck. So I will take these Red Ray. I don't know. Actually, fuck it. Give me Kansas.
Oh, 7-0.
Give me Kansas. I just feel like Texas Tech's always a phony ass team, right?
Road spot though.
That's true. Okay, I'll give him a loss.
I was like, damn, you're gonna get him in the playoff. I got him 5-2.
Dude, you telling me you would be? I would not be surprised one bit if Kansas won in Lubbock.
It wouldn't shock me if they lost in Orlando, then won in Lubbock.
True.
Big 12.
True. They get another bye week because they play week 0. Then we get the Sunflower Showdown. What the hell did I do with these slides? This is what happens. I'm rushed, man. I fucked this all up. Where the hell is this thing? There it is. That's what
you wanted it at the end of the year. That's what you wanted. You did what you wanted.
That's the problem, man. I don't think I actually looked chronologically. I guarantee you, I have pinpointed where I make a mistake every time. So this is it every time, dude. Okay, I'm building the slides right before the show. My son goes to sleep, right? I go in there to hang out with him while he goes to sleep for a little bit, right? My 1-year-old son. So I put the computer down. So I guarantee you I was 4 games in. I put the computer down. I go, put my son to sleep. And then I come back and I think I've done all the games. And this is consistent. Like doing all these previews, I feel like this is I can pinpoint every single time. I know exactly when I fucked up. But yet I still can't correct it because I'm a fucking moron. Because you would think that'd be a point of emphasis, like write down exactly where you did this. No, I can't. I love the Sunflower Showdown. This is the year they get it. This is the year they get it. Remember on our K-State preview, I said this is the year Kansas gets it. 7-1.
They're gonna have to prove it to me. K-State for me.
Dude, they had them last year.
See you beat them. It's like 17 in a row.
This is it, man. This is it. Then let me see if I can try to navigate this.
So what are you while you're doing that? You're 7-1. I'm 5-3.
Then Oklahoma State comes to Lawrence, Kansas. Once again, my apologies if you're watching. I did fuck up this entire slideshow. Oklahoma State comes to Lawrence, and this is a sneaky one. If they win the Sunflower Showdown, I could see them being super flat this game.
Dundee.
Give me a win. 8-1.
I got to win here too. So I'm 6-3.
Then after that, they had, let me see if I can quickly find this and navigate this. Then they head to Tucson, Arizona to take on these Wildcats. I believe on the Arizona preview, what did I think I took Kansas. But I'm going to Benedict.
Yeah. You can't give them all these games.
Yeah. I'm going to Benedict this one. Give me an Arizona win. And that puts them at 8-2.
I got a loss here too. I am at 6-4 headed down the stretch.
There you go. David Matola saying, you don't walk into Arizona Stadium when Brent Brennan's on the sidelines to catch that dub. Then you get another bye week, which I know is there you go. I got lucky there. Then where's that Iowa State? Where's that Iowa State slide? You play in Ames against Iowa State, Jack Tri Stadium. Now I gave it to Iowa State on the Iowa State preview last night. And so that puts me at 2 straight losses there, and they're sitting there at 8-3.
I got them dropping this game as well. So I got them at 6-5 with 1 to go.
1 to go, and that is Utah coming to Lawrence. I had a hard time with this one, man. I could totally see Kansas fucking up Utah's season.
I'm taking Kansas. Jalon Daniels senior day. They spoil Utah.
I could totally see it, man. So I got him 9-3. But 8-4 is certainly. I think 8-4 is more likely than 10-2. I don't think that's shocking what I'm saying here. What was your record? 8-4, you said?
I'm 7-5. So I got them coming back to the mean a little bit here. They what's it called? They had the record year a couple years ago. Then they came back to 5. I got them settling in the middle at 7-5. Good year.
By the way, yeah, Kansas 3 straight wins against Iowa State. They will make it 4. And yes, that was Weehawk. That was the Virginia Tech Orange Bowl win. Look, I want to talk about this win total here in a second, but I also want to let the good people know that the college football experience Rock Chalk Jayhawk is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. The world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the biggest pro football contest, Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true DJ if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. So what are you doing? Come hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to August 23rd. Myself, Moneyline Mac, will be there covering Week 0 college football. Hey, Jayhawk fans, what are you doing? Get out there. If you can't, look, if you don't want to go to that MLS stadium and you want to go to a good time, Circa with Stadium Swim, biggest sports book in the world. Me and Mac will be doing live shows covering all the Week 0 games. What are there, 8 of them, I think? We will cover all of them. So what are you doing? Come on out. And obviously your Jayhawks are playing. Live shows, open bars, plus you get 15% off your stay at Circa because you know us with the promo code SGP15. You're welcome. The contests are open for everyone, by the way. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use that promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. Yes, Rhythm continues to crush it with these smart signals. Essentially the best of what their house has to offer. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Smart signals are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data back bets, baby. And the MLB smart signals are crushing it. Yes. I mean, Mike Trout and Giancarlo Stanton are combined 14-0 on smart signals recommending their unders. So they know, folks. WNBA smart signals also fire since All-Star break, 27-16 with a 23.36% ROI. They are cooking. Download the Rhythm app, check out smart signals, and start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. I wanted to bring this up, Mac. We're back talking Jayhawks. So you're just a half game above the number. I'm a game and a half above. I'm sorry. I'm 2.5 games above. So I will lock up. I am back on the over with these Jayhawks. Lock up the over 6.5 wins. Pick Dundee going in. I have not got a Leipold over under wrong in a very long time. I think it might have been like year 2 at Buffalo.
Yeah.
So food for thought. They're plus 1,400 to win the Big 12, plus 980 to make the CFP, which I think that plus 1,400 to win the Big 12 is tempting. Even you, as I'm at what? You have them at 7-5 or 8-4?
7-5, but one of them is to Mizzou.
So that would put them in the thick of it right there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta like having 3 bye weeks. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm surprised more teams don't try to play week 0 to get that 3rd bye week. The road schedule in conference is kind of nice. I know like the environments can be lit, but I'm saying Iowa State, okay, they're good. But the other 3, I mean, Texas Tech has to prove it. You know what I mean? Texas Tech almost lost to Abilene Christian last year. The game went to overtime. So they got to prove it to me. I know they brought in everybody, but Baron Morton's been injured every time he sneezes. All right. UCF, I don't think is going to be that good this year. And I think Arizona is going to be mediocre. So it's a nice road schedule when you consider it, man, which I think there's a path to get to the playoffs then. Now, the X factor in all of this is yeah. I mean, and I know was it last year or the year before when Ballard came in? Ballard looked all right. It's a quarterback friendly system. So, I mean, you've seen it before with Jason Bean. Yeah, but Ballard, I think, played, maybe it was last year. He came in for a little bit, or maybe it was the year before. I can't remember. But I think they're in decent shape regardless there. So it's going to be fun to watch. I'm locking the over. But, Mac, if you're a Jayhawk fan, what's the best bet on the board? Is it just the over, or do you like that plus 1,400 to win the Big 12?
I mean, if I'm a Jayhawk fan, I'll take the 14-1. Just because you kind of laid it out. They missed 3 out of the top. I mean, I don't even know why I say this in the Big 12. Nobody even knows who the top teams are, the bottom team. Everybody's the goddamn same. But I mean, the schedule is solid. They got to beat K-State at home. I think that's the game. If they beat K-State at home, because K-State's going to be 8-4, 9-3. That would be a tiebreaker to potentially get there. And then if they can get that Texas Tech game or Utah game, I mean, those are 2 more teams that they'll be vying with back and forth. So you got to like drawing Rich Rod early versus late, another thing. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, and Matt Entz, really. I mean, what? And Frost. You get 3 first-year coaches in the first 6 games.
First half, yeah. I mean, it's a solid schedule. And then we'll see if they can continue their success against Matt Campbell and company as well. So, yeah, if I'm a Kansas fan, take the 14-1. Have some fun in the fun league, man. This is one of these long shots is going to hit.
Yeah, and you got to like the fact, I mean, it is one of the better schedules, I think, within the conference. Like in conference schedule, right? I think it's one of the better ones within the conference. Just because to me, if you told me I was a Big 12 coach, you'd be like, who do you want on the schedule this year? I would say UCF. I would say West Virginia. I would say Arizona. I would say Cincinnati. I would say Oklahoma State. They're all on the schedule. Now, Texas Tech, I think I would still say Texas Tech, but I'm not crazy about going to Lubbock. But really Iowa State and Utah are the ones where like, okay, I expect them to be really good this year. And K-State, obviously. Yeah. All right, folks, I'm on the over, locking it up. Max on the over. Max has sprinkled that 14-1. Let's go. My apologies for the fucked up slideshow. Blame it on White Tiger, my son. But yeah, we are about to be back in about 15 minutes with the Cincinnati Bearcats. And I already got them losing one game if you paid attention to this one. So Satterfield, year 3. Let's go. And then following that will be Jacksonville State. So triple header tonight on the College Football Experience as we get ready for the season, which is right around the corner. Appreciate everyone tuning in. I did a little slideshow honoring the history of Kansas football on the way out, which it's a rich history. So look, and it's not too late to do another remake on the remodel on the schedule, or I'm sorry, on the stadium. It's not too late. All right. You play this season, and then in the spring next year, you get rid of all that MLS bullshit. All right. Till next time, this is the College Football Experience, Rock Chalk Jayhawk style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7 messages.
1. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. My body and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. My body and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. My body and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Logic cause leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to appear cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a piss right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal and moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. My body and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. My body and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. My body and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Conspiracy theories, gotta love them clearly. Nothing's more entertaining than entertaining a query. Just a word to the wise and the weary. Recognize the authors of reality and theory. Theoretically, I could have won Scribble Jam. In reality, I lost to a legend. Theoretically, I'm best friends with Uncle Sam. In reality, I've never even met him. Now, one day my potential may become reputation. Until then, I'm still a work in progress. I suggest you question what I'm saying. If anything, to become familiar with the process. My agenda may suit your needs. When I say your bill of rights has been ripped to shreds, but if it defends what you believe, hold ear to your truths and scream fuck seeds.
Podcast battle.
not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. Mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself.